headset on. And yeah, good morning, everybody. Yes. How's everybody? I'm gonna give you a few seconds to get in here. I'm gonna see if I can tag some people who typically are here. Maybe he's not in this group. Maybe. Let's go out everyone. There we go. We'll see. It's usually 10 and it's 9:30, so people will be coming in at 10 because I didn't put a notice out yesterday. But it's all good. Those that are meant to be here will be here. I'm gonna put my boxes on the floor. Got some cards out. And today's topic is becoming the eye of the storm. I said for years I just wanted to be that calm in the midst of whatever chaos was going on in life. And it just didn't come naturally. It just didn't. It took years of regulating the nervous system. Yeah, it wasn't just something that, let me just go stand there and be the eye of the storm. I could sure look good. Yeah. And people would actually say that. I was attracted to a lot of people, but really I was just in it. I was in my own internal storm, even though I could appear. I knew how to look good. I could manage it well. But it's what happens, like today we're going to talk about what actually happens when you stop managing the chaos. And then your nervous system regulates and you're the calm place. You're the calm source of authority. Good morning. Good morning. Who's joining me today? Say hello. Rachel, happy Valentine's Day. It's a day of love. And today I'm talking about becoming the eye of the storm. That's where I'm at today. People used to say it to me. You're the eye of the storm. And I'd be like, not really. I'm a hot freaking mess on the inside. But that's how they viewed me, was that I was that. I was that for them in their world. And today I'm actually seeing the results of many years of learning how to how to regulate the nervous system to actually be that eye of the storm and not some person that just knew how to look good. Because, we do that. We know how to look good. We know how to pretend and show people that we're what we want to appear to be. That's what it was for me. It's like, I want you to see me this way, so I'm going to appear that way, even though my insides were not that way. So, all right. Lentini Gamer. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So yeah, what does this look like? What does it look like when you're actually walking in regulation and living in regulation rather than the typical thing that empaths do, which we track a room, we track everyone in the room, we regulate ourselves to the room rather than being the thermostat in the room. We're taking the temperature to see how we need to adjust to be in the room. And I don't have to do that today. That's not who I am today. But I did that for most of my life. We're hyper-vigilant in our environments, always bracing for the next thing to happen. All can relate to that. We do a lot of over-explaining, over-functioning, over-emoting, just fill in the blank. Where it's the too sensitive, too deep, too whatever, and then we over-function for that. And when we learn how to regulate, clear the trauma, rewire the nervous system, we don't have to do that anymore. That actually stops on its own. We just stop doing it. There's some habits, there's some patterns that are still there. And they gradually just start to shift. And life gets easier. And I'm not walking into the room, waiting for the next thing. We're always looking for the next shoe. The next shoe. The shoe to drop is what I mean. Right? Hi, Mel. Hi, Bo. I am well. I'm doing well. So when you become regulated, when your nervous system is rewired, we stop chasing, we stop trying to fix, we stop trying to overfunction for everyone, and being the weather station for everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Try to bring light in the room. You bring light in the room. You bring light in the room. When we can stay grounded and centered in ourselves and be the light. There was a story that people would say to me is like, you're the lighthouse. You're not the lighthouse that's running up and down the shore chasing the ship. You're steady. You stay still. So you're actually the guiding light. I was like, I still wanted to be that. But I was so busy trying to, regulate everything around me and chase everything around me to fix it. Because I didn't know how to fix me. I was trying to fix me. Nothing needs to be fixed. So let's just clear that out there right now. There's nothing to be fixed. You are a whole, complete human being exactly how you are. Do we have wounds? Yes. Do we have things that we would like to be different? Yes. That doesn't make us broken, damaged goods. And I grew up thinking that for a lot of my life. People who, we all have light. I like it that. I've tried to bring the light in the room. We're all light beings. Some of us glow differently than others, but we carry that. No matter what's going on inside of us, we always carry the light. When we start to clear the layers and get regulated in our nervous system, it gets brighter. But it's always there. I tried being a wallflower. Anybody try to be a wallflower in your life? Not be seen because, that was dangerous. It was not safe to be seen, but you wanted to be seen. You wanted to be heard, but you weren't heard because that wasn't safe. You see the correlation in that? I think I want this. I want this. I know I want this, but it's not safe to have that. It's risky to be seen and to be heard. So our nervous system must rewire and re-regulate itself. So that we're actually that and not feeling like every time we come in the room, I'm bracing for what the next thing that's going to happen. I'm scanning the room for where is it safe? Or how do I need to adjust to be in the room where it's at instead of being the tuning fork? So when you walk in the room, you're the tuning fork. You're tuning, not being tuned. Questions. I did the scanning. We've been hyper-vigilant our whole life. That's how our nervous system is wired. That's why you see people who like drama and chaos, because that's how they're wired. Even though it makes you feel crazy, it made me feel crazy when people were really, really dramatic. And I did my own kind of drama, I promise. But it made me feel really uncomfortable. One can be a light and yet sense the room. Yeah, of course. Yes, you can. When we sense the room, it doesn't mean we take it on. That's the distinction. We often, usually as empaths, highly sensitive, take it on like it's our job to transmute the room. Right? We're trying to regulate the room instead of regulate ourselves. So yes, you sense the room. There's a distinction and a discernment about being the tuning fork versus being the tuning to the room. So when I come in, I bring in my energy. I bring in my high vibe, and I let the room adjust to me now. I don't come in looking to how I need to adjust to be in the room. That makes sense. And it's a very clear, but it's us learning who we are and rewiring. It's a rewiring and a re-regulating the nervous system. Because most of us, I would say the majority of people that are highly sensitive, that are some of the younger people that are highly sensitive, they have much more, because it's such a conversation today, they have much more support. I didn't even know that I was highly sensitive or empathic growing up. I learned much later when I was sober that I drank to not feel all the energy that was coming in. And I couldn't have told you that. I just knew I was really codependent and I didn't want to feel what I was feeling. What I didn't put together was I'm too sensitive, right? Did drugs for the same reason. I'm too sensitive, I'm too deep, I'm too loud, I'm too quiet, I'm too emotional, I'm too something. But I didn't know that I was empathic. So I'm drinking. God, my first drink was like, oh my God, I can exhale and feel comfortable in my own skin and I'm not feeling the whole fucking world. Like, whoa, I can breathe. It was such and then I chased that for 13 years. Very dysregulated in the nervous system because I'm busy. I don't even know who I am. Most of us don't know who we are because we're so enmeshed. There's no boundaries because we're so enmeshed in the energy. And nobody's ever taught us how or knew how to teach us how to not do that, how to be your own sovereign person. And today, that's what we're doing. That's what I found in sobriety. I have found that you won't be too much for the right people, your soul tribe, so to speak. Absolutely. You're in a really beautiful space of that, because I've been doing this a long time. You've been doing it a couple years. Is it 2 years now? And so it's really beautiful that you have the people that have been trailblazing the way to show you that. Yes, you find your people. And you learn how to not take it all so personal. 2 years, April 4th. Yes. So exciting. So it's a lot of the ground has been broken for you. Now we can go, hey, here are the tools. Oh, I don't know if my cat's in here. Hi, Boots. She likes to hide behind the plants. I can't see them from here. I have plants sitting over there, and she likes to get behind those plants. I didn't even know she was in here. So we have, we've been paving the way. So now I can go, here are the tools. Just like when you get sober. Here are the tools. You must pick them up and use them. And bigger conversation today is we're learning that it requires rewiring our nervous system. I used to call it, we are a blueprint, and everything that happens in our life, we feel it, we pick it up, it becomes a part of us. All the trauma, all the fun, it didn't matter what it was. We tend to hold the trauma in our body though. Well, I've learned since then that it's the nervous system wires itself to function and to help us stay safe. So if safety was being silent, being quiet, being a wallflower, because being loud and outspoken was very risky. For me, it was very risky. Some people do that anyway. It's still very risky. There's lots of stories of when women were the trophy many, couple hundred years ago. And we're still coming out of that stuff. So each time we create safe spaces for ourselves, we're learning how to rewire the nervous system. And it takes time. Each time we regulate. So now I can be regulated. I can walk into the room. I'm regulated. I'm not bracing for the next thing to happen. And when we're doing that, being hyper vigilant constantly, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And it takes that practice of creating those like micro moments that add up and continue to help rewire, where we trust ourselves and we don't have to be on guard constantly. We can actually flow in the river of life instead of feeling braced for it or like we're swimming upstream. Sometimes I've heard people say it too. If I am not over functioning or over explaining, or they don't say these exact words, then it'll seem like I don't care, or I'll be less intuitive, or I'll be disconnected from people. And that's not the truth. It doesn't mean that we're less empathic. It means that we're sovereign in our own self, and I no longer have to overfunction or try to save, rescue, or fix you. Because that never helps you. And when you're doing it, it doesn't help you and it doesn't help them, and it leaves us exhausted. Exhausted. At a bone weary level. I have someone I've been working with. She's like, I'm so tired. Like I can't, I'm just not, I can't, I go to work, I go home, and I go to sleep. Because fairly newly sober. So now we're feeling everything. And at this point, right here, with the energy's been coming to this, been intense for a while. We're at the end of the 9 year, the snake. I had this thing that broke out. I'm looking at my arm because I don't know if I want to show it out. I don't know if I want to show that, but it's like it looks like a snake right now. It's got this patch. I thought it was from some sumac from one of my cats, but it's not. My body's been detoxing. So now that I've gotten some medicine for it, I had to go to the doctor. I don't like doing that, but I went to the doctor. Part of learning how to do it by myself. I did all the things I knew to do, and it was getting worse. So, go to the doctor, get some steroids and this topical stuff, and now it's all peeling off, like the snake. Like, how cool is that? Right at the end of the snake time, we're coming into the solar eclipse on the 17th. And there was a big transition of Saturn into Aries, which hasn't happened for almost 30 years. I think I have that correct. There's been different planetary movement. We're coming into this eclipse. It's the very end of this snake shedding year. 9 years are endings. Relationships, behaviors, beliefs. All the things that don't serve us. If you're not clearing that out, don't take it in. Good God, we're moving into this fire horse, I think it's called, which is action. So if that stuff's not clear, you're going to be clearing. You're going to be clearing hard time. Because the horse's energy is going to be pushing you to move, take action, things that are inspiring. Because we're not in that heaviness of the shedding. And I've been feeling that since about December. But my body's letting me know there's still some stuff. There's still stuff clearing. Yeah. And then when this thing happens and I feel like I'm powerless over it, like what I'm doing is not working, it makes me feel really, really vulnerable. And then, oh my God, I have to ask the doctor for help in Western medicine. That unless I'm broken and bleeding, I don't want that kind of help. But there's a place. Instant relief, steroid shot, some steroid little pills, and some topical stuff. There is a place for it. I know this. I say it. I teach it. And then I'm like, nope, not for me. Well, I had several people go, you really need to go have that looked at. Because it wasn't improving. So I did. So like seeing those final, so just taking a look at that, those final places where I'm still have some resistance. This time it was only 8 days instead of 8 weeks. Started one day and then just progressed. And on day 8, I'm like, okay, let's go to urgent care. So the timelines are significantly shorter. There was a time I would have just like, no, let's just let my body do its thing. And like, sometimes the body requires that help. So I got to take my own advice. So, yeah. You can kind of see it. Look, that's what it looks like now. Yeah, so it's actually peeling. It's not blistered anymore. There's a few little things left, it looks like, but it's going away. And it was spreading to the other. It spread to the other arm. I got little bumps on the other arm. So all the things I've ever done for poison oak, ivy, or sumac, they're all the same oil. Did not work. Didn't even touch it. And I've had just a few little things here and there. And every time I've done what I've done, it's gone right away. So I knew this was something different. Yes, it was significantly ouch. Yes. Not fun. Not fun. So paying attention. That's the other way your body lets you know what's going on with you. The body is the last place. We get the emotional regulation. You get the energetic regulation. You get the nervous system regulation. Get all that stuff in order, and energetically in our field is all regulated, but the body is the densest place. And so it's the place that takes the longest to clear. Vibrations rising, body's dense, thick. We have trauma, we have stuff that we've stored in our body. And so it can come up as headaches. Well, I've had several symptoms along the way. It was called a flu-like, frequency-like upgrade. Flu-like symptoms. And it's evolved into this thing on my arm. But it was, in the beginning, it would be laid flat out if I wasn't paying good attention, to rest when I needed to rest. But I'd be flat out, sweats, achy, all the symptoms of flu, but not a flu. It's also important to pay attention to what your body's asking you for. My body's asking for help, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do it myself. But there's several people, 3 or 4 people in my life that I told about it, and they're like, you really need to go have that checked. Okay, I surrendered. Okay, I'll do that. But, it's a whole lifetime of I'm independent. I don't need help. I've had several car accidents. So yes, I need help when that happens. When I was a kid in high school, I was in a very toxic relationship because I didn't know how to be in a relationship. Sophomore year, I was sick a lot. Ulcers in my throat. They gave me, I was thinking of this today, they gave me penicillin they wanted me to gargle with. Oh my God, that was the most horrible stuff. But I had ulcers in my throat. Throat chakra. Not speaking my truth. I didn't know how to. I was sick a lot. All right. I just pulled a card out of... Get the right deck here. What they do with the... Oh, it's in my hand. The book's in my hand. This one, Sacred Rebel. I have a lot of decks. I have a lot of her decks, actually. And it's 24. New birth. Guarded vigilantly. Do you see the butterfly transformation? And then the green in her hand in a pretty black and white card. So very much about the old. And when we're newly growing and newly coming into our authentic self, we can be very vigilant about that. We can be very protective of that because it's new ground. We're building new foundations. In every creative process and every birth and every opening of a new cycle of life, there is a time of vulnerability. This vulnerability is natural and appropriate. It is the foal learning to become steady on its legs. Those legs will become remarkably powerful in time, but the process of growth and maturity has to take place, and that requires some wobbly first attempts. It cannot be any other way. Within you, perhaps even below the level of your conscious awareness, there is a fresh new life emerging, like a vibrant green shoot rising up from the earth. This new life is in need of your attention and your care. This could be a new relationship that needs tending with interest and kindness. It could be a new idea that you need to nurture into fullness, because it is going to hold special purpose for your life's path. So it's coming into the horse. We're shedding the snake. The snakes shed, and when they shed, they have fresh new skin, and they're very, very vulnerable until they build up some, like we would have calluses on our on our hands and our feet. I tagged you. I hope you saw it. I tagged you on Facebook to tell you I was live at 9:30. So we're wobbly. We're still learning how to put our feet underneath us and stand on solid ground, which doesn't always seem to be solid. I was saying the other day, I'm like, I want to be able to flow in life and take steady steps. I don't need to have that solid foundation. I just need to be solid in me. That's the foundation. I'm the foundation. Does that make sense? So it's not always about building that solid foundation, because, earthquakes happen. It's just being solid in ourselves so that we can respond in life and be regulated in life. Suiting up for the live, I popped in early, or so I thought. I didn't post it yesterday. I thought, I'm going to put it in there and tag you today, and hopefully you find it. But it's all good. I have a 10:30 appointment, so that's why I came in early. So yeah, this is a really pretty card. And when we were beginning, it's why, like, when we get sober, we tell people, don't go into the bars. Don't go to the places where you, co-regulating here. Good. We don't go into the bars and hope we're going to stay sober. We don't go hang out with our old crowd, right? We're building new foundations for ourselves, and we guard that vigilantly in the beginning until we have some solid footing and we have some solid new ways of being. Regulating our emotions. When somebody's going to a wedding and they know they're going to have drinking, I always say, have a plan. Take your own car, have somebody go with you, or find somebody that's sober there, and leave when you need to, and make no excuses. Right? It's the same thing when we're growing in coming into some emotional maturity, some spiritual, energetic. It's the energetic maturity that I'm thinking of. And regulating our nervous system. It's like a new baby. We're taking care of the new baby and taking care of ourselves and being vigilant that I was just thinking in the beginning, and I've heard others say this, we want to share it because it feels so amazing to us. Have you learned, and I'm learning more about attachment styles. So helpful. Thank you for thinking of me. You're welcome. Very welcome. So even when we're doing the nervous system, I want to share with everyone when I'm learning something. Tell you what it's like, what I'm doing, so you can come along and you can learn the lessons with me. And what I've learned is that's not always the wisest thing to do, because not everybody's ready to hear that. And it took learning to just get okay with me, because I just really wanted to be heard, right? I wanted people to feel as excited as I did about this growth and how much I was changing and evolving, and can't you see it? Because I needed that outside evidence. And when I just learned to be quiet with myself, then it shows in how I show up in the world. Some people do want to hear it. Yes, I know. Yes. That's why you're here. Those that want to hear it shall hear. I sure experienced that you taught me. So can't be much on this topic. Yeah, yes. It's a lot. It takes a lot for us to learn how to be quiet. I want to share. I want you to know because it's so impactful in my life. And then I'm like, well, maybe that's not really the way to go. And so, like, being here and knowing that I'm attracting the people that want to hear what I'm sharing, or they want to work with me and learn how to do it for themselves. Because maybe they need a little bit more than being here on a YouTube video. Any questions? Thank you for the likes. Yeah, did you get a notification, Alita, from YouTube that I was live? I remind myself, let them do it. Let them do it so it sticks, right? Yeah. Well, let's see what got here. I got 4 cards out of here. This deck, the Tree of Life. No, I was coming in early. Sometimes if you turn off the notifications or unsubscribe, resubscribe, and turn on the notifications again, it changes it. All right. The path, 21st path, the Wheel of Fortune, Fortune, Quest, Abundance. I'm not super familiar with the Tree of Life, but I love this deck. Abundance, Fortune, Quest, Abundance. Looking at the major symbolism. So see her, she's got the cornucopia. She's also got a blindfold on. Hold it up there so you guys see it. And then you got the wheel. Just found notifications. Okay. It's okay. It's all good. You're here at the right time. And then you can see the Wheel of Fortune as she's moving it. This looks like a ship's wheel. As she's moving it, see the different stages. Different people and the different stages as you go around and it's spinning. And then you got that little green, I don't know what that is, holly. All right, that was the first card. Justice, adjustment, karmic adjustment, balance, objectivity. This is Isis. So that was 21st, this 22nd, so they came in order here. You see that? This all comes in your evolution and time. Walking in balance. Some people are the Libras, so they walk in balance. You see the heart. You see the heart here. And I'm not sure what that is. It's a plant. It's got the moon and the wings behind her, and she's standing in a plant. These are really amazing. So karmic adjustment, which is some of the karmic adjustment is us ending many of the contracts that we signed up on that soul level when we came on the planet. Those are ending. Balance is huge. Yes. So balance is about learning to walk in balance no matter what's going on. That emotional regulation helps us stay in balance. The nervous system rewiring and regulation helps us stay in balance so that we're not constantly on guard for what's happening in life. Because I hear people talk about it. I mean, my cheeks are red. Mastering energy. Yes. So it's not always about, because talk about I'm so busy and I'm out of balance and that's on me to take a look at what am I taking on? Am I taking on too much? And slowing down. It's taken me years to slow down. I remember doing it as a kid. I didn't remember having to be busy all the time as a kid, but as an adult, I just packed in the day because I had to be productive. Oh. We all were. We've all braced. We've all been hyper vigilant in our environments because that was what kept us safe. So make sure, what do I want to say that? Let yourself off the hook. There was nothing wrong. It's how we learn to survive. And it's how we've gotten to this place in our life. So thank the person, your survivalist, that got you here. And know that there might be a little grief as we're shedding this snake year. Shedding the old things that are not serving. Because she's brought us here. Whatever your age is, he's brought you here. And we're not saying, you're not needed anymore. I got to get rid of you. I've heard that a lot. Got to get rid of that part. It's not going to happen. You're going to renegotiate the relationship and say, you don't get to drive anymore. That urgency is getting mastered here. I'm turning into a rifle, feeling excitement, joy, and wonder. I love that. Congratulations. That's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, the third one. The element of earth, practical, grounded, and determined. So coming behind this, as this being objective and grounded, balanced, and into the element of earth, practical, grounded, determined. So this is leading into the horse, holy cards today, right? This is leading into this horse here where the energy's moving. Hold on to your ass. I'm telling you, it's moving, and we're going to be getting pushed. If you're on riding, you're going to go. You're going to go, and it's going to feel a little easier. It may surprise you all the magical things that start happening and how things flow, and it just gets a lot simpler. But yeah, you're going to have to shed the skin. If you haven't shed the skin, some of that stuff's going to keep being shed. So be willing. If you're trying to hold on to things, it's going to kick your ass harder. I know. All right. The pillar of severity. Severity, courage, form. You are exactly on the right time. I'm going to pull this one out. Actually, I don't know. I want to read this one. So got a sword in his hand. Get to him. So severity, it can be severe. It can feel severe, right? Courage, inform. So the form is like, how are you going to move through this? You're going to be easy with yourself. And not everything's going to feel that way. It's going to depend on where you are in your own life, what gets triggered for you, where you are in regulating your system. So just be gentle. Be gentle with you. I have no idea where it is. Pillar of severity. Pillar or something. Let me see. Let me look it up. So it can feel severe when we're moving in from what's comfortable and familiar, and we're truly shedding that old stuff and into what's new, because that's not formed yet. It's being developed, and we're creating that as we go. And when we're in the flow and what's authentic and aligned for us, we're not in control of that. We can manage ourselves, mastering our energy, for sure. Be deliberate in what you're putting out and focusing on and calling forth, and learn how to flow with it. That's going to be your foundation, is being in that flow. Element, what am I on? Pillar. Okay, found the page at least. The pillar. Guidance. I'll go with the guidance part. When this card appears, it may be time to cut ties with the situation that no longer serves you. While this may not be easy, you'll likely recognize the necessity of it. The hullabaloo I like that word. Hullabaloo is not required. Make your changes without feeling as if you must engage in endless conversations that will go over ground you've no doubt already covered 100 times or more. There might still be such conversations around you, and the time for silence is a little further along the track, but severity can be put to constructive use by cutting away negative traits, clearing your mind of negativity, and empowering yourself with the positive. Yep. Activate. The way to create change isn't comfortable. That isn't comfortable is to begin. Okay, the way to create change that isn't comfortable is to begin. It seems blatantly obvious, but have courage and take that first step away from whatever it is you want to move away from. Take up a pen, mightier than the sword, and start writing out your first non-negotiable small step. Then take it. So this is all about us. This is all these feel like this ending of the snake year, the 9, and moving into that horse, which is horses they're powerful. They're about freedom. They're about movement. There's strength, courage, and that's what we're shifting into. Now, this severity, courage, and form, it could be relationships, but it's often how we show up in them. And when we're learning how to regulate, it's imperative that we stop looping through the old conversations. The ones we've had 100 times. The ones that people can't hear because they're not at the place that we're in. And we were talking about this last week when you asked the question, and I can't make them hear me. So the discernment is, you can say a prayer, like give me the words that they can hear. And sometimes prior to that, I'll go, okay, Creator, this is meant to be a conversation. Then let that opening happen. Let the opportunity happen so that I'm not trying to control it to make it happen. Then when that opening comes, okay, now can you give me the words that the person can hear, and keep them short, sweet, and to the point. Stop over explaining because they just go deaf. I've done it. I'm not speaking, just trying to blow sunshine here. I've done it. Is there a specific website we can look for info on our specific year number and the snake ending horse moving? There likely is. I don't know what it is though. I would type that in. Actually, I just saw something. I just saw something on Facebook. Let me see if I can find it. Let me make myself a note. I'll see if I can find it and I'll tag you in it. She actually had the ending and it was each of our signs. I think it was Alex. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm gonna make myself a note, Alita, and send that to you or tag you in it. Horoscope. I think it's Alex Myers. I think is her name. I just saw it this morning. It was really good. It's pretty short, but yeah, I get the go deaf. Yes, absolutely. And if so, we have this dance that we do in our relationships, and I always chose the people because I was trying to heal those relationships. I didn't know this at the time, but I was trying to heal the relationships that for my parenting and the trauma. I didn't have tools. I didn't know how to do that. But I would pick the people that had the same traits, and I'd be like, why am I here? How do I have this? How do I have this freaking relationship again? I would always say I have a broken picker. Well, it wasn't broken. I was trying to heal. I just didn't know how to do that. My year number 7, I thought it was the snake was significant for me. Oh, look into the Chinese medicine then. That's where you're going to find the snake and the horse. don't know why my face is red today. Interesting. I wonder if the steroids do that. Huh. So we have this dance and we pick the people that have the same kind of traits that our parents had, and then we're like, what is happening here? WTF? Why do I have the same kind of relation? Well, because there's the things that our nervous system is wired for. It's what we know. And whether we like it or not, there's some way it feels safe to us. Better the devil you know, people say. And then as we're growing and evolving, of course, we love them. We want them to come along. And sometimes they're not ready. You just have to live your life, do your thing, heal your own self. And then they start to come along with you instead of trying to pull them with you. Have you ever tried to, they say you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink? Yeah, here's the water, but they have to be willing to drink it. Your medicine is your medicine. It's not always theirs. So you just be the example and live it. That's how they come along. Because as long as I'm pushing and over-explaining and over-functioning for them, I'm actually pushing them away. My energy is very, when any of us do that, we're pushing them away. And they react the same way they did in their house. Because they picked you for the same reason. Didn't know how with the person presenting, give ourselves a break. We must not want to be with that person in the end, so we just don't want to learn from them. Yes, they know how. Give that person. It's not always that we don't want to be with them. It's that we can't hear them because they sound like our parent or our guardian, or they're speaking at a level that you can't hear, or you're speaking at a level they can't hear because they're not there yet. That's why if we just live it, do our own internal work, it's an inside job. I can't get something from them that they aren't capable of giving. When I can do my own work and my own transformation, then they can get curious. Go, whatever she's doing, it's working. And then they'll just watch. Sometimes they come along, sometimes they don't. If they don't, there tends to be just this natural place of like, this isn't working. But if I'm still trying to get them to come along, I don't really know if it's working or not. I did it. You're very much my reflection, Alita. So I did that. So let me pull a dragon card. See what our guidance. See which dragon's going to be guiding us this weekend through these final days of the wrapping up of the sneak. Thanks for being here. If you have not already subscribe, turn on notifications so you'll get notified, especially if I'm coming on early. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. I don't even know what to tell you. Sometimes it just doesn't. There's the algorithms of Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube. I got 2 cards. The Omega. Harness the divine feminine power of creation. Intention. Hold your vision. Birth the higher consciousness. Letting that absorb. Beautiful card. All right. And then the Royal Blue and Gold Dragon strengthens you to stand in your power with wisdom. Whew. I felt that right there. Awaken to your own majesty. Wear your cloak of power with pride. See the cloak and the rainbow? I'm kind of looking from behind. And the sword. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oops, let me turn around. That way, there we go. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Royal Blue and Gold Dragon and the Omega. Thank you all. I appreciate you being here. I love the conversation. Have a great weekend. We've had lots of rain today, which is super exciting. It's been pretty dry here, so very happy for the rain. So have a fabulous, beautiful weekend. And I will remove something from today to next Saturday. So I may not be here on Saturday. I'll let you know what day it's going to be. Maybe Friday. Okay, lovelies. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Be good to yourselves. The 17th is the solar eclipse. Just be aware. Just be aware. There's just a ton of sun energy moving in the solar flares. It's just a lot. It's a lot. So just be mindful. Take good care of yourself. Ground yourself. Drink water. You know, all the things. And I'll look for that. I'll look for that. It'll be after my next session. I'll look for that and tag you in it, Alita. Oops. All right, lovelies. I love you. I'm grateful for you. I'll see you next week. Namaste.